AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Hey, Canuck fans. Welcome to the Line Change Podcast, a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. We're here live for our post-game show as the Vancouver Canucks have defeated the Minnesota Wild 4-2 in a game where they were missing Elias Pettersson, who was a late scratch just before this game, having taken warm-ups. It's being reported it's an upper body injury. We're not sure when it happened, but we'll obviously know more either once we hear from Adam Foote or in the coming days. But all in all, a pretty good game for the Vancouver Canucks tonight as they were able to beat a very good Minnesota Wild team, snapping their four-game losing streak, where they are 3-6-1 in their last 10. They are still dead last in the league despite the win, and everyone's talking about Team Tank. But everyone also talked about how the Canucks deserved a better fate against the Utah Mammoth the other night. Game I did actually not get a chance to watch. And tonight they were able to solve and get to one of the hottest goaltenders in the league as of late in Jesper Wallstedt. That being said, and moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at the game stats. Let me just bring it up. There we go. So here we go. Let's take a look at the game stats to start. 20 shots on goal for the Vancouver Canucks, 30 for the Minnesota Wild. The Canucks were a 63.3% in the faceoff circle, so a very good game when it comes to the faceoffs for the Canucks here tonight. We'll get into that a little bit later. The Minnesota Wild were a 36.7%, 22 out of 60, while the Canucks were 38 out of 60. Power play, the Canucks go 0 for 2 on the power play. The Minnesota Wild 1 for 3 on the power play, a 33.3%. Obviously, the Canucks were a 0% as they did not get a goal on the power play. 10 penalty in minutes for both sides, 27 hits for the Canucks, 22 hits for the Wild, 9 block shots for the Canucks, 13 for the Minnesota Wild, 13 giveaways for the Canucks, 16 giveaways for the Minnesota Wild, and 4 takeaways apiece. In this season series so far, obviously the first game on November 1st, the Minnesota Wild beat the Canucks 5-2. This one, the Canucks beat them 4-2, and they have evened up the season series. There's one more game between these two sides in Minnesota on April the 2nd, so we'll be looking forward to that. But let's go ahead and get into the goals of this game. Starting off with Matt Boldy, scores his 16th of the season, assisted by Matt Zuccarello and Jakob Trenin at 3:11 of the first period. This was a easy 2-on-1 for the Minnesota Wild. A very bad defensive play by Marcus Pettersson on this. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But the Minnesota Wild opened up the scoring at 3 minutes and 11 seconds on a 2-on-1. Later on, Tom Wielander scores his first NHL goal to tie up the game at 1 apiece at 9:29 of the second period, assisted by Linus Karlsson and Jake DeBrusk. Beautiful goal by Tom Wielander, and he gets his first of the NHL. Well, his the NHL season and his career. And honestly, it should have been 2-1 at this point, but there was a Aatu Ratu goal that was ruled a kicking motion. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Tom Wielander with his first NHL goal to even up the score. And then DPD scores his first of the season to make it 2-1 Vancouver at 11:46 of the second period, assisted by Tom Wielander and Aatu Ratu. So Wielander with a 2-point night already after scoring his first NHL goal. Then you had Aatu Ratu scoring his second of the season to make it 3-1 Vancouver at 15:12 of the second period, assisted by Evander Kane. Beautiful shot from Aatu Ratu. Honestly, this should have been his second goal of the game, but of course it was not. Moving on to the third period, Aatu Ratu scores his third of the season unassisted to make it 4-1 Vancouver at 5:09 of the third period. This one, Wallstead made a huge oopsie and basically handed this one to Aatu Ratu. Beautiful goal. Matt Zuccarello scores his second of the season on the power play to make it 4-2 at 17:22 of the third period, assisted by Kaprizov and Boldy. That was pretty much just I don't know where I was going with that, but Zuccarello gives the Wild a second goal after the Canucks kind of were, in a way, outplaying the Minnesota Wild and maybe caught them off guard, surprised them a little bit, considering how well the Minnesota Wild have played. Let's take a look at the box score. Don't care about the Wild. Let's take a look at the box score. So Brock Besser was a -1 in this game, 2 penalty minutes, 2 shots, 1 hit. Connor Garland, a -1. Besser had a ice time of 21:15, and then Garland, a -1 as well, 23 minutes and 34 seconds, 3 shots on goal. Archie Baines, zeros across the board, 7 minutes and 27 seconds of ice time. Drew O'Connor, zeros across the board, 9 minutes and 54 seconds was his ice time. He had 1 block and 4 hits. Jonathan Lekaramäki, who was put into the lineup to replace Elias Pettersson, 6 minutes and 35 seconds of ice time, zeros across the board. Kiefer Sherwood was at +3 with 17 minutes and 41 seconds of ice time, 2 shots on goal, 5 hits, 2 giveaways. And the man of the hour, Aatu Ratu, with a 3-point night, a +3, 14 minutes and 9 seconds of ice time, 2 shots on goal, 4 hits. Max Sasson, zeros across the board, 12 minutes and 23 seconds of ice time, 2 shots, 1 block, 2 hits. David Kampf was a +1, 17:57 of ice time. He had, 2 blocks. As I said earlier, very good on the faceoff here tonight. Jake DeBrusk with an assist and 14:01 of ice time. Evander Kane with an assist, and who was a +2, 15 minutes and 38 seconds of ice time, 1 shot on goal, and 1 hit. Linus Karlsson with an assist, a +1, 11 minutes and 32 seconds of ice time, and he had 2 hits in this game. Moving down to the defenseman, Tom Wielander, a goal and an assist, 2 points, a +3 with 13 minutes and 18 seconds of ice time with 2 shots on goal. Philip Hronik was a +1 with 23 minutes and 56 seconds of ice time, 1 block, 2 hits. DPD with a goal, 1 point, a +3, 11 minutes and 42 seconds, 1 shot. Marcus Patterson, a -1 with 23 minutes and 28 seconds of ice time, 2 blocks, 2 giveaways. Then you had Quinn Hughes, who was held pointless for his 4th straight game, who was a +1, 24 minutes and 49 seconds of ice time, 3 shots, 1 block, 3 giveaways there. So 24 minutes for Quinn Hughes. Usually he's the 27-minute man, but not tonight. Tyler Myers, zeros across the board, 22 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time with 2 shots, 1 block, and 2 hits. Looking at the goaltenders, Nikita Tolopilo, 28 saves on 30 shots, a .933 save percentage. And honestly, I thought Tolopilo was really good tonight. He had some fantastic saves in this game, and I've always been on the Nikita Tolopilo train. So let's go ahead and move back to here. There we go. Obviously, there's been a lot of trade speculation surrounding the Canucks, particularly this week. They apparently were in trade talks with the Philadelphia Flyers and inquired about Owen Tippett, to which the Flyers said no. Now, we don't know who the Canucks offered for Tippett or if there was even an offer on the table, but the Canucks did inquire about Owen Tippett earlier this week, and regardless, the Flyers just said no. Of course, the Quinn Hughes speculation is still there on whether or not to trade Quinn Hughes or if he's going to get traded. And apparently, the Canucks and the Devils have had at least one conversation about Quinn Hughes, according to Elliot Friedman, since the Canucks sent out that memo about players being for sale. The Devils have already called on Quinn Hughes, and they've at least had one conversation about that. But moving back to the game, as I said, I thought it was a good game for the Canucks. I want to single out a few players in particular, one, of course, being Aatu Räty. I thought he was fantastic tonight. He was great in the faceoff dot. Had 2 goals. Should have been a hat trick, at least in my opinion. He should have had a hat trick here tonight. That goal that was called off, that was not a kicking motion. And even the guys on the broadcast or in the intermission even said as much. So honestly, Räty, in my eyes, had a hat trick here tonight. He really stepped it up tonight with EP40 out of the lineup. Another is David Kampf, who, much like Räty, was pretty lights out in the faceoff dot. I don't actually have the faceoff stats, but I think Räty was only lost 2 faceoffs in this game, and then Kampf was eerily similar. So both of them very good in the faceoff dot here tonight. Kampf, too, stepped up with EP40 being out of the lineup and was essentially your 1 seed tonight. And while he didn't get any points, he still contributed to this win here tonight. One player who I think didn't do well, and honestly, it was one particular play, and I touched on it a little bit earlier, and that was Marcus Pettersson. On that 1-0 goal by the Wild, he didn't even attempt to take away the passing lane. And as it was said on the broadcast by Juice, Kevin Bieksa, that's almost a guaranteed goal every single time. If you don't take away that passing lane, it's a guaranteed goal. And that was a guaranteed goal for the Minnesota Wild. So poor defensive play by Marcus Pettersson there. And honestly, I have not been impressed with him for much of the season. He was all touted as, a good defenseman. He hasn't shown it. At least I haven't seen it so far this season. We touched on this earlier as well. Tom Nylander gets his first career NHL goal. And what a beautiful shot. Really happy for Nylander getting his first NHL goal. I think he's played great through, 20 games now with the team. Started off a little slow, but you kind of expect that as a rookie. But I feel as though he's really found his footing in the lineup, and I don't see him coming out of the lineup anytime soon unless, there's something drastic. Great game for DPD as well. Getting a goal too. The young guys really stepping it up tonight in Räty, Nylander, and DPD, just to name a few. Sherwood had a great chance in the third period that I think should have been a penalty shot, but for some reason the referees didn't think so. And Sherwood was even chirping at them saying, come on. I even saw it on social media. People going, refs, just call a damn penalty shot. Just give it to them. But let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Here. Wait for it to load. All right, here we go. So the Colorado Avalanche defeat the New York Rangers Don't know what happened there. I was literally reading the out-of-town scoreboard and didn't realize that I had lost it. So apologies for that. There we go. Let's see here. Where was I? All right. Maybe I won't do the out-of-town scoreboard. Here we go. Back to here. Anyway, moving on. Where was I? Oh. Anywho, let me do my sponsor read, starting off with thanking Gassy Jack Art, one of my sponsors. You guys can check them out yourselves at GassyJackArt.com. Christmas time, it's perfect time of the year to get some of these prints. In my opinion, they're like the perfect Christmas gift. So go ahead and check them out at GassyJackArt.com. Next up, my primary sponsor, DraftKings. So big shout out to DraftKings. The Line Change Podcast is a presentation brought to you by DraftKings. Spinorama's Michigan goals, a wicked sprawling save across the crease, or even a jaw-dropping glove save. Live and breathe all the highlight moments with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets, and your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. Pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. All right. Let's get into your comments. Yeah, sorry about that, freezing. I didn't even realize it had happened. I was too busy doing the out-of-town scoreboard. And yeah, I don't know what happened there. But let's get into your comments. Gerald will be joining in about 10 minutes or so. And we'll discuss this game. Let's check out the comments. Connor, good to see you, man. People First Yukon, good to see you. Duolingo, finally win. Good to see you as well. People's First Yukon, how are you? I'm doing okay. I know I've been kind of missing for the last week. I've been working a lot, so yeah, I'm glad that we're able to do a post game for the first time in about a week. Duolingo, nice haircut. Yeah, thank you. I got my haircut. Monday, I think it was. So I'm glad. No one got no long hair. No more doing this now, which I absolutely despise. So I'm glad about that. Now we apparently have been in contact with New Jersey. Yes, I touched on that a little bit earlier. I only actually literally while I was watching game, I saw that on Canucks Army and was like, oh boy. But yeah, Alfred's here. Good to see you, buddy. Ratu steals, Ratu scores. Yeah, that was a great goal. Big oops by Wallstead there. But guy's a young goalie, so I'm sure he will learn from that. Connor Cahill, at one stage, Russ said he was 92% of his faceoffs. Are we talking Ratu or Kampf? I'm assuming Ratu that you're talking about. Connor Cahill, I have to agree on MP3. He's flown under the radar, but he's not had a good season. Yeah, I've not noticed anything good with Marcus Pettersson's game, at least this season anyway. And yeah, I just think he really should have done better on that 2-on-1, and it led to the goal. And as I said, that's basically almost a guaranteed goal every single time if you do not cover the passing lane or try and disrupt the passing lane. Like probably 90% of the time, the player's going to pass it, not shoot. Not to mention he and Kane have been the worst at penalty minutes this season. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Duolingo, Willander future's bright. Yeah, absolutely. He has a bright future. That's probably another big reason why the Canucks don't want to trade him, because he's got a bright future, and they're just not willing to part ways with that. Alfred Tommy Willie scoring his first NHL goal. Ratu looks like he's making the step from AHL to NHL. Absolutely. I think he's been fantastic. And yeah, I guess this is when the stream froze while I was doing the scoreboard. I think it has to do with where I am living. I am pretty high up on like the side of a mountain, and I do know around my area there is a dead zone where there's like no internet, no nothing. Like I notice it every day when I go to work. A certain area, like I'll get like no connection whatsoever. So that's probably the issue. It's not necessarily the internet itself, but yeah. Might need a speed. Yeah, I might actually really look into that, getting like an upgrade. But it may also be like a router issue. I'm not sure. I am using Wi-Fi. I'm not actually like fully plugged in. It's over Wi-Fi, so that might also be an issue. Duolingo. Even though I'm on Team Tank, we needed a win badly just to keep. Yeah, I agree. We definitely needed this win. Even though just to keep spirits up. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I mean, I'm still 50-50 on the whole Team Tank thing. You know, I'm not quite there yet. Like, I don't want to, go that far. You know, as much as, tanking and getting Gavin McKenna, the odds just are not in our favor. And yes, that was a Hunger Games reference if you guys caught that. It's not guaranteed that we'll get the first overall pick, so I don't want to go there just yet, at least not until, closer to the draft. No Blue Jays hat this time. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got a haircut, so I don't need to hide my hair anymore. I'm still wearing the Blue Jays hoodie, though. So, but yeah. So you're referring to Ratu. Okay, cool. Number 40 is injured. Yeah, Elias Pettersson. It's being reported that it is an upper body injury. We don't know what. Could be just a strain or something. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. I'm also wondering if it really even is an injury, because guys, remember, earlier this week we saw the news from PD's wife, Caitlin, how she suffered a miscarriage. I'm not sure if that factors into it. Obviously, my heart breaks for both of them, especially after watching that video that she posted and seeing how happy PD was. But I also initially thought that may have been the reason why he didn't play tonight, because you have to think about like the mental aspect of it. And I don't know when he found out about this or whatnot, but the fact that he was still playing and still dealing with that, I got a lot of respect for him for that. Rain's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Ironic how Wallstead faltered against Vancouver after having 3 straight shutouts versus Canadian teams. Yep. I guess, does that make the Canucks his kryptonite? I'm not sure. Side of a mountain or Grouse Mountain was certain. No, I work at Grouse Mountain, but no, I'm basically upper Lynn Valley, which is like way up near the top of the mountain there. So yeah, I like to say it's the side of a mountain, but Tyler, you remember on Russell's live stream now? Yeah, I saw that. I got that notification, I think, the other day. So Vancouver doesn't win this game, the main takeaway is whether or not Ratu's kicked in goal should have counted. Yeah, that probably would have been a huge discussion. I still think it should have been a goal regardless, if they won or not. I didn't see a kicking motion. I think even Biz even mentioned on the broadcast, you can even see snow. So he was like stopping. How do you do a kicking motion and stop, at the same time? I don't know. But that definitely should have been a goal. And like I said earlier, Aatu Ratu should have had a hat trick here tonight. Wielander, I'm excited for his future. And Coots, Coots has been tearing it up in the WHL as of late. So it's great to see Coots doing well down there, even though Seattle isn't, the greatest team, but he's still, showing out in Seattle, which is great. Connor, I refuse to ever be on Team Tank. You go out and win. You do not go out and deliberately lose. Yeah, that's my kind of mindset as well. And as I said, as great as it is, or as great as it would be to get McKenna, it's not guaranteed. It's not a full-on guaranteed if you finish last in the league that you're going to get the first overall pick. And plus, we just have terrible draft lottery history, and I don't trust it. So, besides McKenna, does anyone know it's a deep draft? I believe it is a deep draft. And that's why a lot of teams are not willing to part ways with their first-round picks, because it looks like a stacked draft this upcoming year. So that's a big reason why teams are kind of hesitant to give up their first-round picks, which I think might be difficult for the Canucks to try and get a first-round pick for Sherwood. Teams might be hesitant on it. So, and that's based off of because the draft is supposed to be really good next year, at least in the top, 3 to 5, or maybe top 10 even. Very sad for Petey and his family and his wife, Caitlin. I think the circumstances had to have been a reason why he didn't play. Yeah, that's my thinking. Like maybe he tweaked something in warmups, but he also just may not be there mentally, And again, I don't know when he found out, but if it was within the last week, he's still been playing, which just shows you, the type of guy that PD is. Even though a lot of people harp on him, and right now, people should not be harping on PD at all, concerning what he's going through right now, personally. So yeah. Who's all injury for the Canucks? Connor said he will be at the game on Monday. Who's all injured? Well, it's still Hedl, although I heard he's been skating. We do have some updates injury-wise. Höglander could possibly play on Thursday. Same with Demko. So that is obviously exciting to know that Niels Höglander will finally be back, hopefully on Thursday against the Buffalo Sabres. Same thing with Thatcher Demko. I haven't heard anything about Bluger. They're still maybe waiting on Hedl a little bit. I think they said Hedl's been skating, but I don't expect Hedl anytime soon. They're going to obviously take their time with Philip Hedl. Connor, people who want the team to tank, do they even know what a lottery is? What if we don't get McKenna? What then? Yeah, that's exactly my point. That's why I'm not doing the whole team tank thing, because it's a lottery. You're not guaranteed it. So, you're correct. I'll be at Argentina on Monday evening. Oh, awesome, Connor. I hope you have a great time. So, hopefully we'll have a post-game show on Monday. Depends on what time I get home from work. I'm going to try and make it happen. Gerald's in the house.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
He'll be on in a couple minutes. Sounds good. Nothing is perfect in the house. New scoreboard is like, yeah, I worked on that I've been working on this whole layout for a few weeks now, and yeah, I had to get a scoreboard in there. So I'm really glad that it's worked out. I might still play around with it a little bit, but I like where it is right now. So yeah, this whole layout thing, as you guys can see, I spent a lot of time on this. Also, while I have you guys here, there's going to be a new feature on the line change. Normally, I would do, try and do as many videos possible when it came to news, injuries, and whatnot. Going forward, I'm going to be doing those types of videos once a week. So I'm going to basically take news from an entire week and compile it into one giant video. Well, maybe not giant, but one single video. We're going to talk about a bunch of, news, injuries throughout for that week. That is going to be every Friday, and it's going to be called the Nucks Report. So that will start this upcoming Friday. I was trying to do it yesterday, but I wasn't able to get to it. So that'll start next Friday, and it will be every Friday. I'm thinking 12:30. I'll do a pre-recorded video for that. So that's when it'll drop. Every Friday, you'll have the Nucks Report. I have a nice little layout for that as well. So be on the lookout for that. Tyler, do you have anything to say about the Whitecaps loss? Not really. I'm not a big soccer guy, but I saw they lost early this morning. Obviously, seems to be, a Vancouver thing to do. Go all the way to the finals and lose, but they had a great season. So, I don't have too much. What are your thoughts on Tolopilo? He seems decent. Yeah, Tolopilo has been great. I've been a big Tolopilo guy, and I think he's been fantastic for the games that he's played. He's got a 2-1 record on the season, and he's really stepped it up, especially tonight. We didn't really talk about Tolopilo tonight. I thought he played spectacular tonight. He made some pretty darn big saves here tonight. Not Russell, always level-headed. Love it. I definitely didn't lose my mind when I found out that PD would not be playing tonight. Yeah, I didn't really lose my mind either. I was a little surprised, but no. All right, I'm gonna bring Gerald in. Get my headphones on, and let's bring him on. Boom.
What's going on, guys? What's going on, bro?
Not bad. Just going through.
Sorry,
some
I'm a little late. Just got back from the game.
Oh, good, man.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to catch the stream while driving back, but what's the feeling for everyone tonight about this win?
Well, I'm pretty happy for the win. I think Duo hit it perfectly on the head. You needed this to boost spirits. This win tonight. I thought it was a good win. I didn't catch the game last night. I didn't watch any of it. I actually missed the entire game. And I heard that they played really well even last night. That a lot of people are saying that they probably should have won that game. And I would echo that for tonight. They showed they absolutely deserved to win tonight. And maybe they just caught Minnesota on an off night. But my spirits are lifted, certainly, for the win tonight, especially with the young guys coming up.
You never were a team tank guy.
No, I was mentioning that earlier.
So that's why you're in this position. I mean, which team am I on, Tyler? I mean, you and I have worked on this for quite some time now. I mean, beginning of the season till now. You should probably know what kind of Canucks fan I am and how I, talk about the Canucks. So what do you think, which side do you think I'm on? Or where am I at in this mindset?
Well, I mean, you did have that hot take about Hughes being traded in January. So,
It can still happen. It can still happen.
Yeah. So, Yeah, definitely.
So you're
Yeah.
thinking Team Tank.
I mean, I'm not quite there yet. Like I'll admit, I've thought about it, but I just can't bring myself to, just go there quite yet. Um, and it's all based off of it's a lottery. It's not guaranteed. So if it was guaranteed, I'd probably be full on 100% Team Tank. But I know it's not a guarantee. So, and we have terrible luck when it comes to the lottery.
So technically, 'cause I think you have PTSD from that year when I think they were bottom two. I think this was 20. I think they had 69 points, and I think it was the 2016 draft. It was the 2016-2017, and they were second last, 69 points, and they dropped to 5 from second. So the odds were the second pick, and they dropped to 5, and that's where they drafted none other than Elias Pettersson. So with that said, the rules actually have changed ever since 2017. The most a team can drop is actually 2 spots. So as long as they get to third worst, they still have a top 5 pick.
Mhm.
And I think I'm happy with them.
Yeah, I mean,
It feels
I'd be
Go
okay with
ahead.
the top. I'd be okay with the top 5 pick. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I do still have PTSD from that. Now that you mentioned it and refreshed my memory on that, yeah, absolutely. But hey, we got Elias Pettersson out of it, so I
Yeah.
mean, people have their opinions on PD, and we touched on that a little bit earlier about him not being in the lineup tonight. The speculation it's an upper body injury. I also mentioned it could be a mental thing, considering what he and his wife just went through. So
Well, no. Because this happened, they were expecting in July.
oh
So what the whole like mental issue, it would have been at the beginning of the season. Even
oh
if he'd probably be recovered by the beginning of the season. But he didn't have a great start, even though, he put on the 13 pounds, whatever, he had a good summer. So that would have been back then.
okay. I
But
didn't
right
realize
now,
it was that
the
far back.
post coming out could bring it back, but
Mhm.
at the same time, no, he's been playing very well the last, I'd say, a handful of games. And I don't think that's an issue. So it could be something upper body.
Mhm.
Someone in one of my group chats was saying that, um, is PD going to get traded?
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, no, like I don't
Mhm.
think that's really in the cards because he has a no movement. He has a no movement, and unless he agrees with it, I don't think he's going anywhere. Right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think that ship has sailed on trading PD. Like that ended after July 1st. Because
not
this,
necessarily, because if I mean, look at the whole situation right now in terms of how the Canucks are playing, and he actually has had the Canucks on his back
Mhm.
for most of the season. I would say from game 10 until now, so a good 15 games, at least 15 plus games. So if they aren't able to get him better wingers, then he could be like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to be last place. Then
Mhm.
management would have to do something, and he would give them, I would like these teams. But if that gets disclosed in the media, you know how
Yeah.
that stuff gets out
Mhm.
there, then that lessens his value. So unless he's unhappy, he goes to the management and says, hey, these are the teams that I'd be willing to. I'm not happy with the situation. I don't want to be last. Then something could be done. But like I said, like what you said, I wouldn't foresee that happening unless it gets. I mean, can we get any worse right now? To be honest,
I
like with
mean, we're
exception of the win, right?
I mean we're still last. I touched on that earlier. despite the win, we're still last in the league. So yeah, I don't think we can get much worse. Unless maybe Quinn Hughes gets hurt. Then maybe some could say that's worse. I don't know.
If you don't cap that, I'm gonna cap that. If he gets injured in the next couple of games, I'd be like, it was Tyler that said this.
Yeah, I'll take the blame for that. I just want to go over some of the chat since you've been in. Actually, this is a good one from Connor. Gerald is very much team I don't know what to feel. Yeah.
I'm gonna tag onto that. Connor knows me well. I was at the game today, so I personally did not want to go to the game tonight. I tried selling my tickets, and Ticketmaster sets a limit, and I already went to the bottom, like the least amount that I could sell it for, and no one bid. Like, it's that bad. And then I ended up going. I left at like 6. I don't know, almost like 6:30 to get to the game. And I had 2 tickets. So I asked my mom, I was like, hey, do you want to go to the game? Because I can't find anyone this last minute. I actually messaged you, but you didn't reply me. So anyways, got to the game, and it was, I think, 4 minutes left in the first period, 1-0. And I put on a bet on 365. My usual go-to tie. But tonight, I actually bet on the Wild. I didn't bet on the Canucks. And after I pushed that button, my mom comes over to me. She goes, I think they're gonna win tonight. And they were down 1-0 at this point. And Minnesota was on the attack. Canucks couldn't get the puck out of their own zone for, I don't know if they tried to. They couldn't. They were exhausted. They were gassed. And when my mom said that, I was like, okay, cool. Let's hope we get a win for you, because this is probably like the second game that she's ever gone to. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the second period starts, and Ratu gets that goal, and then it gets called back. And I turned to her and I was like, watch this. They're going to call this back. And she's like, no, how? There was no kick in motion.
Yeah.
If I wasn't on Team Tank, I would be livid, because bro did not, like, he was skating in. It tapped off his skating in. How in the world is that a kicking motion? Are the refs blind? Like, do you not know your rule book? Is there anywhere? Go read the goddamn rule book. Is there anywhere that you see him a kicking motion in his leg? He was trying to stop, and it went off his blade and in. Like, that pissed me off. And I was like, okay. And I told my mom, I said, hey, look, they're calling this back even before it got decided. And then she goes, I still think they're going to win. And I was like, okay, whatever, man. And sure enough, the barrage of, like, all these goals started coming. Oh my God.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That should have been a goal. I touched on it earlier too. You know, they even said on the broadcast, and this was Biz, even said you can see snow when.
Yeah.
So he's clearly stopping or trying to stop. How can you stop and kick with your skate at the same time while trying to, like, not barrel through into the goalie? But yeah, definitely should have been a goal.
It's a conspiracy, man. Like, I mean, go back to that San Jose game, the 3-2 game.
Yeah.
And the glove in the net, and it's a goal.
Yeah.
Bro, like, they could have called that last game too against God, who were they even playing? Because I didn't really care last night. Utah. There was a moment that Lankinen had he made a save and his glove went in the net. And I was like, why don't they just call it a goal, man? Let's just get it over with. Like, and then tonight with this, like, how is there not a conspiracy like Canucks? Like, they honestly, like, the last, like, I have to agree, Adam Foote might be over optimistic, But at least the last couple of games they have been playing well. It's just been bad luck, bad bounces. They haven't got the goals and all that. The Canucks are not the worst team in the league, I have to say. But stats wise say otherwise, and it's tough. It's tough to see, tough to swallow. But since they're already in that position, might as well continue it and have the Foot Clan, do their things and let Foot continue, because people are saying, "Oh, let's fire Foot." No, just let him do his thing and let it run its course. And if we end up getting a top 5 pick, great. If as long as it's not this mushy middle, you miss the playoffs by like 2 points, 4 points, then right, like I'm happy. Yeah. Sorry about the rant, everyone.
No, that was awesome. That was fantastic. I do. So the Foot Clan, is that, I'm assuming, Foot and his staff? And if that's the case, who's Shredder? Who's Shredder in that whole thing? Sorry about the random Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing, but as soon as you said Foot Clan, that popped into my head.
Foot would be Shredder.
Yeah, so it's Foot.
Foot would be Shredder, and his Foot Clan would be the team.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. By the way, if anyone goes to Fan Expo, the original Ninja Turtles are going to be at Vancouver Fan Expo this upcoming February. So if anyone wants to go get tickets to see the original Turtles from like the early 90s, like the voices, they're going to be at Fan Expo. That's another reason why I brought that up as well.
Is Casey Jones going to be there?
No, Casey's not one of them. So far, it's the guy who played Shredder.
That guy's old now, man.
Judith Hogue, who played April O'Neil, will be there.
Yeah.
Voices of Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo will be there.
See, the only one I would want to really see in person would be whoever voiced Mikey.
Yeah,
because it's just like the whole like pizza thing. Like,
yeah, he's probably the most famous out of all of them because, But yeah, sorry. See where we are at the comments. Where were we? Here we go. Oh, Russell, nice. 69 points. Russell. Hey, at least it wasn't 6-7 points. Sorry, another 6-7 reference there. Sorry,
I'm gonna send you a video from the game. And they did a contest for the best 6-7 dance. And they had all these kids on there going like this. Like and the kid eventually who won is gonna be like a meme with his tongue out. Like oh my god. It's just I hate it.
What's Harry's up, Harry? In the house. What's up, Harry? Great win tonight. Terrible game last night. I wouldn't really call it a terrible game last night, considering everyone's saying that, the Canucks, deserved to win last night. I'm sure if they played terrible, people wouldn't be saying that, but I can't really comment on that because I didn't actually watch the game, at least, completely. Russell, PD will be captain when Quinn Hughes bails like JT Quitter. Oof.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Oh, Russ. Throwing those hating words.
Yeah. I mean, with the way Quinn's been acting, like with his frustration and his body language, it's kind of JT Miller vibes. I'm getting from that.
Oh, absolutely. That last game he played, was it the LA game?
I think it may have
I
been the
can't
LA
remember.
game.
He like skated off, like whatever the other team was coming down on a rush, and he saw it was like a breakaway of some sort, and then he just skates off, even worse than JT. And no one's really like mean that. It was
Yeah.
so bad. It was so terrible.
I have noticed, everyone obviously got on JT for his defensive game, and myself included. Like, I didn't like it either. This isn't me defending JT, but I'm not hearing Canuck fans go nuts over Quinn showing it. Like, people would like harp on JT for him doing stuff like that, and Quinn's now doing it, and Quinn doesn't seem to be getting the same kind of flack that I think he should be getting. I do know Quinn commented on his frustrations the other day or something. I didn't actually see that video, but it's noticeable. His body language, his frustration, which I don't blame him for being frustrated at all. But it's like, you're the captain of the team. You're held to a higher standard, and you shouldn't be acting like this. But that's just my take on that. Let's look here. Harry, would you trade Garland and Sherwood and a first-round pick for Celebrini and Will Smith? I don't think San Jose would do that. I also wouldn't be trading a first-round pick to another team, especially with this upcoming draft. But yeah, I don't think San Jose would do that trade at all. As much as I would love to have Celebrini on the team and even Will Smith, Canucks aren't trading a first-round pick. Absolutely not. So,
Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry, just to circle back to the whole Quinn Hughes thing and why people aren't giving him the JT treatment is because he doesn't do the stupid behind the back pass that leads to goals. I mean, Huggy today, there was one instance where he was in his own zone trying to clear the puck and it got picked off. Didn't lead to a goal. But there are problems with his passing this year. Compared to years past, like his passes aren't as crisp. I mean, he still has the skating skills where he breaks ankles, but in terms of passing, it's far from what he used to be able to do. Like there is no vintage like PD vintage Huggy. And in terms of Harry, bro, like there is no way they're gonna give two young studs that are just up and coming with the Sharks for an older guy like Garland. I don't even know how old Garland's like at least in his 30s. Or he's and he has a
like
6 year, what is it?
Early
30s, 6-year contract at $6 million. Is 6 for 6, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then Sherwood, who's turning 30.
30, yeah. Yeah.
Like, no. They would have to throw in like 4 firsts. Well, 3 at least. To even work.
Connor, what is with this season and injuries? We've had the most terrible luck this season. Yeah, absolutely. And we all thought, injuries were bad last season. Or was it last season? Yeah. But this year it's definitely taken up a notch for sure. But as I mentioned earlier, we could be having Höglander back Thursday, as early as Thursday, which is great. Same thing with Demko. Although I'm more excited for Höglander coming back than I am Demko. It's just probably only a matter of time before Demko gets hurt again. I mean, it's true. But obviously, I think that's going to be a shot in the arm for the Canucks with Höglander coming back. I am curious where he's going to slot in the lineup. What about you?
I'll tell you.
Where?
I'll tell you that.
First line?
Oh, 100% first line, man. If it wasn't, if it really depends on how PD is, it like how long he's out. If because look at it, of the last two games, you didn't watch the last game, but tonight's game, there are flashes. Like the last three games, there's one player that comes to mind. Like, wow, this guy is showing the Abby self of him.
Carlson.
And that's
yeah.
Linus Carlson. So definitely on the first line. You know, you got to bring back the whole Swedish connection, the Swedish touch. and yeah, you'd have PD with Hogs and Linus Carlson on the flank, or just and that'd be amazing. Then you throw Kane on the second line with Garland, or I don't know. Like I mean, with Hogs back, it changes the whole dynamics. You have an extra winger to let go of. Like Baines definitely will not be in the lineup after that, because on the left you would have Hogs, Kane, DeBrusque, and who else? Baines, or is there anyone else I'm missing?
Like for
So
Maggie?
Kane, no, he's right. So Kane, DeBrusque, Reichel. So Reichel would probably be slotted in over Baines on the left wing. Then you had Kane on the third line with, Doc, my whipping boy. So yeah, it would be Kane, DeBrusque, Doc with Hogs. Then you have an extra winger, which is Baines, that gets thrown out. Then on the right wing, you would have from the top to bottom, it would be Carlson, Besser, Garland, and sorry, who else? And whoever. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank today. It's so weird. Carlson, Besser, Garland, and Sherwood. But I don't know how you would juggle all those lines, because in a sense they've been having Garland and Besser on the same line at times, which kind of have worked. But would you do that? Like, at least, you know what? Having more wing options is better than not having it. But the biggest problem right now, why is Garland getting so much attention, is because we are so shallow on the center depth. Think about it. Tonight, who was your first seed?
David Camp.
It was Camp. Bro, the guy can't shoot. Like, oh my God. Just watching the guy on offense is like a joke. On defense, it might be okay. Like, he's still not the best, but at least he gives that D side of things, right? And then Ratu had an amazing game. He technically would have had a hat trick. Technically. And I didn't really notice Sasson much. It was just maybe during the first period, or end of the first period, beginning of the second. And then it was just I don't know, man. Like, with PD out, it's gonna be tough. It's really gonna be tough.
And of course, we don't know how long PD's going to be out. I'm sure we'll find out in the coming days about his status. Again, we're not sure how serious the injury is. Like I said earlier, he could have just simply tweaked something. And they may not have wanted him to play and maybe aggravate it. That might have been why he was left out of the lineup too.
Or maybe they're also on Team Tank.
Maybe.
And then it's in Canucks fashion, they come out and win. I can't even remember. Like, I was so pissed off. What was that, like 4-1, 5-1, 5-2? No, 4-2. Clay's favorite score, 4-2.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, let's see. Connor. So Connor's gonna be at the game on Monday. Says I'm dreading going for one simple reason. I've been twice previously and have resulted in losses. Well, hopefully the third time's the charm for you, Connor. Third time would be a charm, but it doesn't always pan out. Yeah, true, but hopefully you'll still enjoy yourself at the game.
Canuck Clay will be there on Monday. Rosie will be there.
Mhm.
I don't know who else might be there, but you know what, Connor? We expect them to lose against Detroit because Detroit actually has played quite well.
Mhm.
But we also expected them to lose to Minnesota.
Yeah, and they didn't.
you know.
Yeah,
So
very true. But yeah, Clay will be at his usual spot. What is it? The locker on what?
Legends Locker at
Yeah, Legends
316.
Locker at 316. So Connor, if you want to go see Clay, I'm not sure
First
which
intermission.
First intermission
Always
is-
first intermission.
is usually when he's there, and Rosie usually shows up there as well. So if you want to go see them, you can.
Yeah, I got to see Rosie tonight, and yeah, it was cool. Got to see Selena also.
Yeah, I saw those pictures. That was great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bobby, I'm not doing an open house tonight. I'm wanting to cut it a little bit short because I do have work in the morning. So unfortunately not tonight. But in the future, for sure. Harry, what happened to your JT Miller stash? Well, it's still kind of here, but it's trimmed. Yeah, it was time for a shave.
Bro, my stash is longer than yours right now.
Yeah, and this is I shaved like what, Sunday? So this is from now until Sunday. This is how much it's grown since then.
Well, this has been since Halloween.
Yeah.
An Asian stash. That's what it looks like. And if you guys are still looking to help me out, I think it closes off tomorrow. I'm still taking on donations. That's why I still haven't shaved.
Mm-hmm.
I will be doing a shaving video and posting it, and hopefully push the donation up a little bit. I'm still off by a bit from last year's target, but it is what it is. I started kind of late this year, so. But if any of you here are interested, just chat, let us know, and we'll throw in the link. If not, we'll just leave it as is. But definitely appreciate your generosity towards Movember, and men around the world, thank you, because it helps, get programs out there to help prevent prostate cancer, help with families that have people or men that have mental health issues. So it definitely helps a lot of people, and hopefully men don't die so young, right? Because they usually die a lot earlier than women, and that's why we have Movember here. And this is year 8 for me. Sorry for plugging that, Tyler.
No, that's totally fine, dude. I'm a big mental health guy, and I've gone through it myself, so never have to apologize for that. That was awesome. Connor, nice Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference when we were, I guess, going on about that. I think then who's Michael? What of the Canucks? I don't know who's Mikey. Part of me kind of wants to say Sherwood, but he doesn't have that personality like that Mikey has. I'm gonna have to think about that one on who Mikey is. Oh, Sherwood's definitely Raph for sure. Like, definitely to a T.
So would Huggy be Leonardo?
Leonardo, yeah, I would make Hughes Leonardo for sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
And who would Petey be? Donatello?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that works for me.
And then What? Garland or Sherwood for Michelangelo?
I think I'm kind of leaning more towards Garland for
Yeah.
Mikey for sure. But when it comes to Splinter, Tyler Myers, 100%.
Oh God.
But yeah, sorry about the little random Ninja Turtles thing, but that
Speaking
was pretty good.
speaking of Tyler Myers, the giraffe hasn't been out a lot lately.
No,
He's actually been okay. I was actually
Yeah.
surprised watching him play the game. Like he played a good D game today.
hmm Harry's asking, how many beers did you have at the game? Are you about to pass out?
I don't drink beer, so 0. And I had to drive,
Mm.
and my mom doesn't like me drinking and driving, so 0. I'm just starting to have one drink right now.
Mm.
But yeah.
So, all right, there's the answer to that. You do look a little tired, though, I will say.
Me?
Yeah.
It's the facial hair.
Harry, Adam Foot's nose reminds me of a pecan bird. His nose gets bigger by the second. Yeah, whenever they have his post game, that's literally all I look at. I'm more focused on his nose than what he's actually saying. Especially with that whole like cigarettes and cashews line that he did like a few weeks ago. That was brutal. I love how they were talking about that on Donnie and Dolly, and it was hilarious.
I'm just curious, how many times did he get his nose broken? Because it looks like it's like totally off his face.
Yeah, I don't know how many times exactly, but yeah, you can tell it's not just one break; it's multiple for at least.
Yeah, for sure.
At least give Hughes credit for not slamming his stick on a net and shouting at his goalie to skate off the ice. Very true. That is definitely one thing I did not like that Miller did. One thing I was very critical of Miller about, despite my, loyalty towards JT. I definitely did not like that. And yeah, at least Quinn's not doing that. True.
Hell, I if I was on the ice, I'd be slamming my stick. Be like, what the hell? Why are you guys scoring? Just kidding.
But we have seen Quinn hit his stick, like break his stick against like the post or something like that. We have seen that.
That was game 3.
Yeah,
that was game 3 of the season.
We do at least have a Celebrini training with us, his younger brother. Yeah, we have Aiden. I'm not sure if he's actually going to actually stay with the team. I think he chose to go back to college, I believe, this year. I could be mistaken about that, so don't quote me on it. Rosie's in the house. What's up, Rosie?
Nice seeing you tonight, Rosie.
Oh, and he says Garland is 29, not early 30s. So
yeah, so he'll still be 35 at the end of his
contract. Yeah. Connor, can't believe I'm about to say this, but all of a sudden I feel I did wrong calling out Tocchet on his tactics.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of, not gonna lie, I do kind of miss Tocchet, and considering our offense, I feel as it was definitely better under Tocchet, but at the same time, it's like PD wasn't playing well under Tocchet, and now that Tocchet's gone, he actually is playing better. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword there, at least for me. I haven't actually looked at how Philadelphia's been doing, at least lately. So
if you look at Philly, there's another player. What's his name? Matej Michkov.
Yeah,
Michkov. He's playing terrible under Tocchet, but Trevor Zegras is having a
really
rebound year.
Yeah.
So people have actually been saying, it's not me saying this. There's people that have been saying it, is that Tocchet can't coach Europeans. He can only coach North Americans. Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, Kuzi. I was just about to say Kuzi. Man, it would be nice to have Kuzi back.
If Kuzi's back, that would be that he scored a goal tonight for the Kings. Kings
nice.
Shut out. It was 6-0 tonight.
Yeah, we did the
surprisingly
out of town scoreboard earlier. Actually, that was when the stream kind of cut out. But I had no idea because I was in the middle of doing the scoreboard, out of town scoreboard. But yeah, would love to have Kuzi back, especially with us talking about like wingers to play with PD. You know, we all saw what those two did together. Harry, do you think Canucks made a mistake on trading away JT Miller or even Bo Horvat? I'm a little biased with the JT part, just because it depleted our center depth, and we're still trying to, crawl out of that hole, even like now in December, and it's been almost a year since we've been in that hole. I'm not really sure about Bo. I think that I keep saying that ship sailed, at least for me, when it comes to Bo. He didn't want to be here. So.
Oh, no, you are wrong. No, you are wrong. Okay. No. Like, okay. I have to rant about this. I'm sorry. Bo Horvat should be in Vancouver. If Bo Horvat was in Vancouver, if they show, okay, so the timeline is Bo Horvat was traded January 2023, right?
Yeah. I think.
A year before Miller. Miller was 24. Yes, because Petey and Bo met at the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Because he was traded.
No, that might be 22 then. It might be 22 then. Anyways, it doesn't matter. If they chose, because the problem is Petey's contract was coming up. They needed money for Petey. So obviously Petey is their guy that they're looking at. So what are they going to do? Bo or JT? And they kept JT because he was on that 100-point, trajectory at that time. Instead, if they kept Bo and traded JT at that point, we probably wouldn't have had that season last year where, we had everything blow up. Look at Bo right now. They thought that Bo was having a career year. Bro was like, the guy was going lights out, getting goals. I think he was at like 16, like a quarter into the season, like right now. Like this year, he's doing crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
So Bo has been consistent from his contract year till now. He's still scoring his games. It took him some time to pick up with the Islanders, but he's been consistent. He hasn't done a lot in the playoffs, to be obvious, but if they kept Bo and traded JT at that point, we wouldn't have all this fiasco, and PD probably wouldn't have gone into that slump because they are buddies. I mean, look at the playoffs, man. Look at the All-Star game. They skated together. PD assisted on one of Bo's goals at the All-Star game. Like, come on, man. Like, if we kept Bo, we would be in a much better position than having to trade Miller at a different point. But with that said, we wouldn't have gotten heroic. Actually, maybe. Because I think Islanders would still probably give a similar package for JT than Bo. We might even get more pieces. So at that point, if you go back in time and you trade JT instead of Bo, the whole couple of years after that, it would be different. We would be a different team, but in the playoffs,
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Bo doesn't really perform, so we might not get Pats to the second round. That's the only downside.
True. And now that you said that, yeah, that's a very good point on Bo. Definitely our center depth wouldn't be what it is now. But also you also think about it too. Like you trade Bo, and then about a year later you trade Miller. That's two of your center depth gone in like a year. And it was obviously so much better when we had, all three of them, PD, Miller, and Bo.
And we also had Lindholm.
Lindholm at one point. Yeah. And now we just have like next to nothing when it comes to
Camp.
center. Yeah. We have David Camp. But Camp, yeah, his offense isn't there, but he was very good in the face-off tonight.
He did well tonight.
Yeah, same thing with Ratu. Like, I actually noticed Camp on the ice. I also noticed Besser taking some more face-offs as well. So they're obviously still doing that experiment with Besser.
I would love to see Besser at the center position.
Mm-hmm.
He's not big enough though, but
I'm open to it. Just trying it and seeing if it works. I did notice a lot, particularly with Ratu. He kept on getting waved out of the face-off. Like, did you notice that too? Like
a little bit, yeah.
Like I thought it was a little too much. Like I get, like if you like go a little too soon. Like when I played, I was never a center, so I don't know too much about, when it comes to, doing face-offs and stuff like that. I was more of a goalie, so it's not really my forte, but it's literally just standing there a reason to get kicked out of the face-off. Like that seemed to be like what Ratu was doing. And even Ratu was like, what? But I noticed that a lot, that he was getting kicked out of the face-off a lot in this game. A little too much for my liking, considering how good he was on the face-off tonight. But I just wanted to point that out and say, like, what are the, to continue on the ongoing stuff about the referees and, some sort of conspiracy. I don't know why. I'm not sure if I really even saw any Minnesota Wild get kicked out of the face-off. It was just Canucks. I could be wrong on that, but I certainly noticed Ratu in particular getting kicked out a lot in this game. So that's my little rant about that.
I think it's just the refereeing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, maybe they have a memo. NHL has a memo and it's just like, try to screw up the Canucks as much as you can.
All right, we got a little away from the comments there. But continuing on that talk it thing with Connor, because as bad as we were under him, we never occupied 32nd place in the league. That's a really good point. And I actually didn't even really think about that until just now. So that's a very good point, Connor.
No, but let me ask you a question. Don't you think there was more structure when Talkit was around? Even though the shot count is beyond terrible. But at least you had some sort of structure, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And people knew where to be. Players knew where to be, how they should play, and all of that. Whereas now it's just like a little bit like how I would explain it is between Boudreaux and Talkit is Adam Foote. There's a bit of the run and gun kind of stuff going on, but there is the defense. But especially with the D-man at the beginning of the season, Foote saying that, if you have that chance on the rush, the D-man can come up and go for it, right? So it's a little bit in between Boudreaux and Talkit. So I don't know about this system, man. It's just, yeah, it's just a little odd, to be honest. Like if they're doing well, they do well. If they suck, it's terrible, which is what's happening right now. They're just not getting, like, the PDO must be terrible this year for all the players.
Yeah,
Even
I definitely.
Sherwood, look at him. He hasn't scored in like almost a dozen games. If you've noticed that,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely had better structure with Talkit for sure. I don't even know if there even is any structure with Foot. Like we haven't seen anything at all. And I think that's been one of the key things for this season is there's no structure. Basically they didn't keep the Talkit structure that he put in place when he was there. They seem to just nerf it. We're gonna go try and go a different route, and it's not working out for them at all. At least that's what I've noticed anyway. Yeah, definitely they're most certainly missing the structure from Talkit, and I don't really understand why they didn't just keep it, considering how close Foot and Talkit worked like together
Yeah.
last season. Why not just keep it and just maybe like tweak it ever so slightly? Don't just completely abolish it, which is seems to be what they've done. I
No,
don't know.
but you know what? There's also no accountability on the players aspect. Like how
Yeah.
Foot, if you look at the
Mhm.
post-game interviews, he's just like, "Oh, we played hard. The other team's just very good." Like, no shit, man. But like, seriously, call it out. Like, if there's players that aren't up to par, you call it out. You know, let them be accountable for what they're doing, and then go from there. Because at this point, it's just like lovey-dovey. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure the dressing room, there is nothing from last year.
Mhm.
It's all gone. Like, you can see that they're all buddy buddies, but are they playing for each other? Tonight's probably the only time that I would say, they rounded the troops. They came in. They're like, "Hey, we're missing Petey. We need to get this shit going. We don't have Demmer. We don't have Lankinen. Like, it's Tolo. Like, it kind of goes back to last year um when Lankinen came in. You can see the defense playing a lot better. But when Demko comes in, it's super lax.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've noticed that, because I,
Yeah.
I've watched those games and I was just like, what the hell is going on with the defense when Demko comes in? Like, he's forced to make all these crazy saves. And then this year, it's kind of the same. Like, but we're in reverse positions where Lanky is Demko of last year and Tolopilo is Lanky of last year. So look at it. Tolopilo is what, 2-1 right now? He
Yeah.
won in Anaheim. He won tonight. Like, does a team need to have that understanding where, oh, we have a not so good goalie coming in and our defense, we need to up it? Like, you can't up that defense if you have a good goalie playing. Like what the hell's going on, man?
Yeah. Yeah. And to your point about Foot not getting players to be held accountable and not really like admonishing his players when they fuck up, he seems to be Mr. Positivity, at least when it comes to these post games, and it's just it's not working for me. Like I get it, they're trying to avoid what happened last year. I get that part, but it's not all lovey dovey positivity. Like hold your players accountable. Like if, for example, if like tonight, Marcus Pettersson on that first Minnesota goal hold the guy accountable. Like he didn't even take away the passing lane. Like rip him for that. He's a big boy. He can handle it. Like
He's the
I
oldest of
just
the Pedersens, man. Come on.
yeah yeah.
You get me
I
so pissed off when you bring up Marcus Pedersen. Like, it's, oh my god. What the hell happened? Like, since last year. Like, come on, man. He's so lax this year. Like, I mean, he's had these bad bounces and stuff. Like last night, that goal where tipped off Petey and then off his skate. Bad luck. Okay, fine. But like, defensively, he hasn't been why they brought him here. Like, you brought him here for that first. what was it? A first, Heinen,
Desharnais.
Desharnais
Yeah.
for Doc.
Yeah.
Like, it's too much to give up. Like the first for Pete, like Marcus Pettersson.
Hmm. Definitely. Well, we're really behind on the comments. Let me see. Where...
Can you see how many people we have on right now that are here?
Right now, 22.
Wow.
So not too.
Just on YouTube? Just on YouTube?
No, that's combined.
Okay.
8 on YouTube. Let's see, where were we? Here we go. I've been massively disappointed in Jakey this season. Yeah, DeBrusque. I mean, he had an okay start to November. He was kind of getting some goals, but he's definitely quieted, gone quiet a little bit.
Bro had 8 points all of November.
Yeah.
8 points. He had 14 goals last November.
Yeah, so definitely not a good November for DeBrusque this past November, but yeah, and I noticed him a little bit tonight, but not much tonight.
No, the effort's definitely been there, even last night.
Mm-hmm.
He had a 2-on-1 with Besser last night. Tried to make a crazy pass, got missed I think in the third. So yeah, he's definitely noticeable, but like they didn't sign him to be just noticeable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he had I noticed there was a chance tonight where I think he just missed it. Like there was a pass and he wasn't able to get to it in time, like right in front of the net. So
yeah,
maybe it's just just a little bit of puck luck right now, like bad puck luck for him. Harry, do you still have faith in Evander Kane? Nope. I've been on the trade Evander Kane thing probably all season. I even had the hot take where he's going to be traded by the deadline. I still think that's the case. I will say
that's not really a hot take, bro. That's not really a hot take. That's just like a take.
Well, it's not anymore. When I did it, it was a hot take. But
yeah. you have to admit that goal that was pulled back on Ratu, that was a good pass.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I have noticed he's been staying out of the box.
At
least tonight. Anyway, I can't speak for last night's game, but
like Ratu, when Ratu got the penalty, I immediately thought, is that Kane? Because Kane was on the ice, and then Ratu went in the box. I was like, okay, and then saw the replay. Okay.
Oh yeah, the little like hacking between him and Bogosian. I will say
the refereeing was just terrible to
I will say watching that, Bogosian looks like a thug. Like when they zoomed in on him a little bit, I was like, that guy's a freaking thug. Like, and then seeing Ratu chirping right back at him, it's like Ratu doesn't put up with that shit, man. And
no, but Bogosian is a good player. Like ever since he was with the Jets, and then he went to Tampa. He won a cup with Tampa. Mm-hmm. He's like a solid. He's a solid guy, man.
Yeah, he just looks like a thug with that huge beard on him. Kind of looks like I don't want to say mini Brent Burns, but I'm getting Brent Burns.
So is Brent Burns like the big villain? Like if that's what you're saying?
No, I like Brent Burns. I'm just like appearance wise, he looks kind of like Brent Burns. Just no, I'm not sure how tall Bogosian is, but I don't think he's as tall as Brent Burns. So that's why I said
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
That's why I said mini Brent Burns. Just because of the beard and the demeanor. But no, I love me some Brent Burns for sure. Except for when he played for the Sharks. That's when I did not like him. And now,
Dude, the guy's playing so well in Colorado right now. It's
Mhm.
such a value signing for
Oh
the
yeah,
Avs.
I was a little surprised that the Hurricanes let
He's
him go.
yeah, man.
Like that,
Because Avs signed him for what, like $1 million?
I'm not sure exactly what his contract was, but I think that was a major mess up by the Hurricanes on letting him walk.
Well,
Um,
they needed the money. They needed the money for Ehlers.
mhm. Who's not really done much, at least.
No, I'm disappointed in Ehlers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, same with me. I for some reason picked him up in fantasy at the start of the year, thinking he would tear it up in Carolina,
No.
and he hasn't. I'm actually very contemplating like dropping him just to get somebody else.
Isn't Ehlers playing like third line minutes right now?
Uh,
Or second at most?
I probably have to look. I'm not entirely sure what he's playing right now, but the production definitely is not there. So,
It's dropped off significantly compared to when he was in Winnipeg.
for sure. And you would think it would increase with him going to a team like Carolina. You would think he'd be like a lock for that first line. But I guess
No,
some of
but
the other,
Carolina's also quite stacked too, in a sense.
yeah, true. I mean, they have guys like Jarvis, Svechnikov, Aho, Taylor Hall,
Stankoven.
Stankoven. Oh yeah, especially now that they have Stankoven. I'm not even gonna mention someone else who's there, who's been on the Canucks radar in the past. I'm not even gonna mention his name.
Radar or a past Canucks player?
No, he's not a past Canucks player. He's someone who the Canucks were maybe looking at getting, and I was just like, hell no.
Who?
Kotkin, I can't
Oh,
even say his
Kotkaniemi?
Kotkin. Yeah, he's
Yo,
terrible.
Jalen Chatfield plays for them.
Yeah.
And he's a right hand defenseman too. Now we have too many defense. Going back to what we were talking about in terms of like the center depth, we had great center depth, and now we have a lot of D men.
Yeah,
like it doesn't even matter whoever gets injured. We have another one that can slot in. Willie played amazing tonight. That shot, oh my god, I saw that and I was just like so happy for the guy. First goal, first NHL goal, just like bro's got it, and then. Ratu again. Like the young guys came out to play tonight. So think about it seriously, even if we traded away everything, and the young guys get to step up, get more minutes, the so-called next guy up mentality, and you have games like this, like it's an expected L for sure, and you have these kids stepping up. DPD came up with a goal. I thought it might have been tipped by Evander Kane. So he had some good net front presence there. And then Willie getting that goal, and then Ratu. Seriously, like we have a good young core right now. So whatever, just trade away the veterans and see how it goes. If it goes well, great. If it doesn't, you got a good pick coming up. That's how I see it. It's time to blow it up, man.
Shit, where were we? There we go. Connor agrees about Sherwood being Raphael for sure. Back to our Ninja Turtles discussion there.
Is it because he has those what you call it? I don't even know what they're called. Size?
Yeah.
And then Donatello is the what, katana?
That's Leonardo.
Oh, so those are the blades, the sword.
Yeah, Donatello has the bow staff.
Yeah.
And then Mikey has the
nunchuck.
Yeah. I like this. Whoever the goaltending coach is for the Canucks, he's Donatello for sure. Absolute genius in the goalie department. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, with guys like
It's a European. I can't remember what his name is. Yogi.
Yeah.
Isn't it Yogi?
No, Yogi's been gone for a while. I'm not sure who it is exactly. Harry's asking, what are your thoughts on Winnipeg Jets losing 6-2? Yeah, that was brutal. I didn't watch any of the game, but they were talking about it a lot while I was watching the Canucks game. Yeah, that's a brutal loss for the Jets. They actually had, I think it was Adam Lowry on After Hours, so I was listening to a little bit of that while I was, getting ready for the show. But yeah, that's brutal, losing like that.
The Jets are also back to back too, though.
Yeah, and I know up until recently the Oilers were kind of, slumping a little bit, and I guess this is them kind of breaking out of a bit of a rut. But yeah, definitely brutal loss for the Jets. I mean, you can tell they're obviously missing Helly for sure since he's been out. So, I mean, I did pick up Comrie when Helly went down, and luckily I didn't set my lineup, so he was on the bench. So I'm glad that happened. So
no, but Edmonton's on a back-to-back too. Didn't they score like 9 goals last night? Or was the night before?
I'm not sure.
Edmonton, like, oh, they killed whoever they played the last game. It was like, I think it was like 9-. God, I can't remember. I just know Oilers had 9 goals. It was crazy.
Wow. This is a good question. When the Canucks play the Fires at Rogers Arena, do you think Tocchet will get a standing ovation? Maybe. I mean, I could see it. I don't see why he wouldn't. But
no, man, I don't think he will.
Maybe. I mean, if JT gets one, I could see Tocchet. I also could see him not getting one. I'm not sure if they're going to do like a video tribute for Tocchet.
They'll definitely do some sort of tribute. It'd just be like, oh, thanks. Welcome back, Rick. And that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, the guy left when he had another year option. Do you think the fans are happy about that? They kind of just screwed us.
Yeah. And then all
like
that.
Someone jumps ship. Are you going to be like, oh, thanks for coming back?
Yeah.
Welcome back, Rick.
Yeah. And then all that, talk about like Philadelphia prior to him leaving and how that all stirred up. And then he actually ends up signing with them too. I kind of foresaw.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
That happening, I'll be honest. Once I heard, the chatter about, the Flyers are, I knew right away Tocchet was going to sign with them.
He played that. He played. Oh my God. It's just, bro, if you did not want to come back, then just say so. Stop toying with the fans, man.
Connor says he thinks some applause, but not loud enough, probably. Yeah, maybe a few applause here and there, but probably won't be much. Who knows? A little Bruce Boudreau love in here. Bruce, there it is. Man, I missed that.
Yeah, but it wasn't for our betterment.
I think Boudreau's doing a podcast now. I think I saw with, I forget who it's with, but I noticed that recently. Justin in the house. What's up, Justin? Connor, we did have some structure, but we're so bad to watch even under him last season. I assume this is Tocchet, I think. How many times do we keep playing the puck up the boards and send nobody after it and give easy possession away? again, yeah, I think he's referring to Talkit. I think in this.
Yeah, for sure.
When it comes to the structure, I guess to add on to that, we did so many line changes as if the coaches felt the players weren't fit enough. Yeah, I think that's on Talkit. And I think this adds on to it, not to mention how many times we were giving up multi-goal leads and he barely ever called a timeout to halt the momentum. I will say that's kind of one thing I like about Foote is he will call those timeouts at certain points in the game. That is one thing I do like about Foote. He'll, give his guys like a little break. But definitely that's one thing I do like for sure. With probably one of the few things I like about Foote, actually.
How about pulling the goalie at the 4-minute mark?
I don't know about that. If I'm on that train, like 4 minutes is a little much. At least
It just means you don't trust your players, man.
Yeah.
Like, why would you pull a goalie at 4 minutes? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I'm not on that at all. That's obviously something we've seen Patrick Waugh do. For that, was it the Islanders? Pull a goalie at 4 minutes, and it's a little interesting considering he's a goalie himself. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the pulling your goalie at the 4-minute mark at all. Connor strongly claimed that Canucks should go after Pete DeBoer. Yeah, I'm surprised no one's picked him. I mean, there's not really been any coach firings, but I'm surprised he doesn't have a job right now. I'm a little surprised. But
no, we need. Come on, man. We need
someone like
we need DeBoer. We need Shredder to be part of the tank.
Yeah, we should just call him Shredder from now on instead of Foote or Mr. Broken Nose. Yeah, just call him Shredder. I guess this is about DeBoer. Whatever people say about him, at very least, a playoff coach. He knows how to get a team there. Vegas, San Jose, Dallas. I agree on DeBoer and think DeBoer would be great, but again, I'm surprised he's doesn't have a job right now. Let's see where else. Whoa. So many comments to go through. Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, maybe I should take a look. Oh my god, these comments about Bogey.
Bogey.
But
Bogosian. Oh yeah, I see that. Oh yeah, Shredder. His name is Oroku Saki, for Shredder's real name.
Hey, did we talk about this one from Harry? Do you think Garland and Sherwood lost confidence?
No, we haven't covered that one.
Yeah.
Lost confidence in their game compared to last season. I'm not really sure. I don't know about Sherwood because obviously not lately because he's kind of been in a bit of a slump, but I wouldn't say Sherwood's lost his confidence considering how hot he was at the start of the season. So,
Do you think it's because he's not scoring, that's why he's getting less ice time? Or it's because he has less ice time, he's not playing? I think this question was asked last night. Actually, did Clay have a show last night? No.
no, he didn't
Oh,
have a show.
he had a
last
show
night.
that he had a show this morning. I think we talked about
Yeah.
it briefly. But what do you
Mhm.
think?
Maybe. I mean, maybe a little bit. I mean, yeah, perhaps a little bit. The ice time is a little odd to see him. I mean, he was at like what, 17 minutes tonight, I think.
Which is still kind of high, but I mean, at one point he was playing like 20 minutes.
Yeah. True.
When Garland
Yeah,
and
maybe I'll
Lekomaki
say
was out.
just a little bit. Yeah, I would say maybe a little bit. He's lost some of his confidence. But I don't know if it's, has anything to do with whether or not it's Foot or Talkett as a coach. But yeah, I think Sherwood maybe has lost it a little bit. I don't know about Garland because Garland's been such a horse when it comes to playing.
Dude, Garland's always
So,
on, man. He's such a pass.
Yeah.
Like,
So
he's the forward version of Huggy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think Garland's lost any confidence at all. So, I like this one. Rain with a hot take. Colorado won't have a deep playoff run if the last two teams with historic regular seasons are any indication. They will crash and burn. Bruins, the Lightning. I like it.
And the Canucks? The Canucks, I think it was 2011, 2012. They were President Trophy winners, and then they lost in the first round. Weren't they swept by LA?
Yeah, that was LA that they got swept with the year after they went to the finals.
They were President Trophy winners, man. And then they got swept. So, Rain might have something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Rain in the house, man. Seriously, Rain has all these nice hot takes.
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to be getting Rain on the podcast hopefully soon. We're going to do some hot take stuff, so be on the lookout for that. I still need to actually email Rain back on that. Hopefully, we'll set that up soon. Bogosian is a grumpy old troll.
What is Garland then? When Garland has a beard, is he like an elf?
Yeah. That just makes me think of the movie Elf with I forget his name.
Will Ferrell?
No, not Will Ferrell, but the
You got a Lord of the Rings elves?
the guy who beats the crap out of Will Ferrell's character in that movie. The short, I forget his name.
Oh man, that's going too deep. I remember the movie, but I don't remember the kids.
Mm. No.
Just incredible.
Yeah, agreed. Blow it up. Let the kids develop and play. They could surprise. Yeah, definitely. They played great tonight. Connor, Yogi was power play coach last season, and he was terrible. No loss whatsoever. Yeah, I wasn't a big Yogi fan, and I think a lot of people weren't a big fan of Yogi. I'm not sure who their goaltending coach is this year. Connor's gonna looks like Connor's heading out. Thanks for popping by, Connor. Appreciate it. Says he'll be at Rogers Arena again on Monday. I'll be joining Russ for the second intermission. So if you're watching his stream, feel free to tune in. I'll definitely have to check that out for sure. But yeah, thanks for popping by there, Connor. As I issue a live report of the Van Apocalypse. Love it. Rain, thank you, Gerald. I got more hot takes in the works. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get to that soon. Ooh, this is a good one. If you could pick any Canucks player to join you for dinner, who would it be? Huh. It's really gonna make me think about that one. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say Huggy, Quinn Hughes. Just first name comes to the top of my head. What about you, Gerald?
First name coming to me would be Trevor Linden.
Oh, yeah. I guess it says any Canuck player, so past or present. I'm assuming. I mean, I guess
or it would be Lou. It would be Lou.
Well, yeah. If it's past or present, they don't necessarily have to be on the team now. I mean, I might change my answer to GT probably. But if it was current Canuck, probably Quinn.
Current Canuck.
Heck, maybe even Quinn. Sherwood.
Yeah, I would say Sherwood.
Mm-hmm.
Sherwood seems like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just he's kind of funny.
Rain, thank you to Clay the other night for having me on, for letting me voice out some hot takes, but I got more for Tyler saved for my appearance. Awesome.
Yo, Rain, I listened to that. I didn't watch it because I was so tired. I just put it on the TV and I was listening to it. There's some interesting takes that you had.
Yeah, I'll have to,
especially the Besser one. Especially what Rain said about Besser.
I'll definitely have to check that out for sure. Japan 4 in the house. What up?
What's up, Stevie?
Let's see, Bo Horvat. Oh, Harry says Bo Horvat or Jacob Markstrom for him when it comes to dinner. Canucks Uncensored in the house.
It's wet.
What's up?
It's wet.
Oh,
yeah, he messaged me.
Yeah. We're at about just under 2 hours. Is there anything left that we didn't really cover? Do you want to go over?
No, not really. But are we through all the messages in chat?
Yeah. I'm right at the bottom now. So
I think Whit has some good takes. He might either throw some comments down there.
Well, we can probably go for 10 more minutes if you want.
Yeah, but what's your take right now? Like gauging by how they're doing right now? What do you think they should be doing?
Well, they definitely need that center depth, but obviously it's not easy to get right now, and all teams are struggling with that. It's not just the Canucks. There's not a market for centers right now. Definitely that's something they need to do, as hard as it is, and I'm probably going to keep harping on that until it happens. But they need a healthy Demko for sure. I'm not sure if they're really going to get a healthy Demko from now on, just based off of this season and, just his history. They just need, I will say, and I think they even mentioned this on the broadcast too. I think it was Elliot Friedman said, the Canucks are still battling. They're still fighting. And a lot of people are commenting on them just, staying in the fight despite everything that's going on. I'm kind of leaning towards that too. They're still battling. They're still, even with all the injuries, they're still, yeah, there's some players who are not playing as well as others, but I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm not quite there for Team Tank. And I'm
So
not
so
sure
you're
if
kind of so you're kind of like half full. The
yeah,
glass is still half full.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much my mindset and how I feel about the team right now. So
Okay, let me ask you a question. So do you feel this team that we have right now, if they were to go on a tear and somehow miraculously make wild card like WC2, and they'll play what? Colorado. Do you see a point in that?
do I see them like
Like, are you
have
are you
like
are you gonna be like, what? Okay, great. Let's get some playoff experience and get swept by Colorado. Do you see a point in playing so hard just to get into wild card two, and then maybe, as Rain says, the Avs don't go on a deep playoff run, and the Canucks like somehow overconquer that? I mean, they did win one of two. There, it's like 1-1 the season series right now. But do you think it's worth it to go like full on right now and try to win games and, you know, scrape it to the wild card, kind of like how the Habs did? The Habs had the same record last season at Thanksgiving. The same record as the Canucks. I think it was 10, 12, and 2, something like that. And they ended up making wild card two. Last day of the season, they made it. And then I think they got swept by Washington. Is it worth it? Or would you just be like, okay, let's not make the playoffs and let's go for a high draft pick because it's a deep draft? Like, does that not make more sense than 2 games of game revenue and
yeah,
and four games of experience for the kids?
yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm not
Definitely
I'm not
no,
entirely Team Tank, but
yeah,
does is
yeah,
is what I'm saying, like, does that make any, like, can you see?
yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not 100% on the whole Team Tank thing, but I would, like I said earlier, I wouldn't mind a top 5 pick, but I'm just not gonna put all my eggs into the whole Team Tank basket. Like if they went on a run, that would be great. Um, if they end up facing Colorado in the first round, uh, I would be hopeful that they would play well against Colorado, but obviously, being realistic, I mean, unless you went with Rain's hot take and Colorado would completely shit the bed, then great. But yeah, I'm not completely Team Tank, but at the same time, if we get a top 10 pick, I'm completely fine with that.
No, because the thing is, if they make it to the playoffs, the highest pick that they're going to get is 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't make the playoffs, the highest or the lowest pick that they would get is 15, or you know or under 14, 15 or under, right? So yeah, man, I don't know. Like, to face Colorado, it's kind of like, I saw this post by a fellow on Instagram. He's an American, and he goes and sees the Canadian roster, and he says he's genuinely scared for his Americans because of who they have. Like, you have Celebrini on the top line, um, you know, and then you have Crosby, McKinnon, Bennett on the second line. Uh, and then what do they have, right? Like Bedard is on the fourth line. That's how stacked they are.
Wow.
It's kind of like looking at Colorado and you compare the Canucks to Colorado, and it's like, what the hell do we have? If Parker Kelly and it's playing them better than half the team, the players that we have right now, right? So I don't know, man. The Canucks are fluky. They won against the Avs at home that game. Actually no, they lost. It was a 5-4 loss to the Avs in overtime. So even with that, and then they got killed. What was it, 3-1 in Colorado?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, even if you make it to wild card 2 and Avs are still at the top, to be very honest with Rain's hot take, I see where you're coming from, but I don't see Colorado being one of those teams that shit the bed. Like, they're too stacked. Like, there's too many players. Like, you have McKinnon, McCarr, you have who else is playing? Natius is actually playing pretty well lately. And come on, you have McCarr and Taves. It's kind of like Team Canada, McCarr and Taves as your top pairing for defense. Like, man, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand we want playoffs and you're going for it as a fan, but at the same time, would you want something that's for long term, or just that short gratification that, oh, we made the playoffs and then that's it, and then be disappointed all over again?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, definitely long term for sure. I do want to highlight this comment. Adam Taj Hassam, experience is experience. It's always worth it for the guys. It's more fun to win or try to than lose. Even get good experience for the young guys is cool with me, in my honest opinion. And I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Yeah. Like, I would much rather them try to win and lose than purposely lose. That is my whole thing.
But the problem is, look at their record right now. They're not purposely trying to lose, and they're last in the league. Not even last in the conference. They're last in the league. And the amount of injuries, yes, I get it. I understand it. But you can only use that as an excuse for so long. Right? Like, structurally, there is something wrong with the team. It might not even be Adam Foote, or it could be all Adam Foote. But how do you go from a team that played a great game last night, but lost because of bad luck, and then a team that played very well tonight and won? Where was that team like the last month? Where was that team in November? They had 4 wins in November. Out of 15 games, they had 4 wins. And there was like 2 overtime points. Like, how do you explain that? Is there some issue with the team management or the players? Like, oh, they decide to come one game and they play very well, and then they're like, oh, that's good enough effort, and then they go and shit the bed. Like, it makes no sense. They can be a very good team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on paper, they looked okay. They don't look like a 32nd team in the league, but there has to be something that's done. I mean, looking back in 2010, 2011, when Mike Gillis had like sleep doctors and like psychologists come in to talk to their players and all that. Maybe they need some of that shit right now to get their heads back into the game. Like Besser's played well, and it was trending towards getting a goal. He got a goal, and then he kind of drifted off again. Like today, he might have had a shot. I don't even know what the stats are, but good players need to play well. I mean, Besser has played well, and he's played up to 7.25 for the year, but we should expect a little more from him, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know, man.
All right, I think I'm gonna call it there. 'Cause it's
Okay.
a little over 2 hours. It's almost one. Like I said, I do have to work tomorrow, but this has been good. Definitely, as I went on about earlier, definitely a good win. Boosting spirits for sure. Obviously, as we touched on earlier, Atu Ratu, great game. Tom Nylander, great game. DPD, great game. Yeah, definitely was surprised to see them beating a very, very good Minnesota Wild team. Especially, I mentioned, how Wallstedt has been damn near unstoppable as of late, with the exception of tonight. That what was it? That second Ratu goal, man, that's gonna haunt him for some
Yeah.
time now. That was just a bad play on his part. But
No, but Ratu had a game similar in a previous game. Like that top shelf goal. Are you talking about that one on the
the
breakaway?
no, not that one. That one was good, but the one where he stole the puck from Wallstedt
Oh,
and
okay.
tucked it in, that's the one I'm referring to.
Okay.
I feel as though that one's gonna haunt probably Wallstedt for some time now, just because that was a bad play on his part. I think I saw somewhere someone mentioned. I think it was Sherwood was yelling something at him, and it may have like distracted him a little bit. So I think Ratu mentioned that in like the post game or something. I'll have to like double check on that, but I did quickly see that before I started this. Anyway, thanks for being here, Gerald. Really appreciate it as always. Thank you everybody in the chat. Man, it's almost one, and there's still like 20 people in here.
No way.
Well, combined 20.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh,
Irvin in the house. How
yeah,
was
I
your
was
game,
just
brother?
yeah,
And we got Stevie still, Japan 4.
yeah. Japan 4 is in here. It's yeah. I talked about this earlier. I gotta go to bed early for work, or else we probably would be doing an open house if I didn't have work tomorrow. But yeah,
If we trade our veterans, it gives Ratu a way better chance to be effective here. That's so true. That's what
true.
I was kind of saying. Like
Mhm.
it's you know what? You know what? It's funny. I kind of agree with management right now, and that whole veterans are open for sale, and they just need to get younger. It's true because that gives the younger players more playing time and a better chance to gel or whatever players that they get back instead of picks. And if they somehow scrape it to the playoffs, great. But if they don't, at least there's a bit of a future, right? I mean, even tonight, watching Willander score his first goal, then you have DPD getting a goal, Ratu with 2. It looks promising. It kind of goes back to the whole. I think Swervin Irvin was saying PD, Huggy, and Besser, that first overtime 3-on-3, like it kind of gives that kind of hope right now, even if we don't have the veteran players that we have right now. So, but anyways,
Yeah. You're asking about the score. 4-1 win, baby.
it's 4-2. It was 4-2.
No, he's talking about his game, not this one. I
Oh,
think.
okay. Congrats. I hope you scored.
He says he played a good game. Was a +1 on the night.
Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome. All right, yeah, I'm gonna call it. Once again, thanks for coming on, Gerald. I know I was kind of absent for about a week, so
It's all good.
But hopefully we can do another post game on Monday. I'll let you know. I am working on Monday, so hopefully I can get home in time to actually watch the game.
Game's at 7, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I have dinner arrangements on Monday, so I might not be able to catch the whole game. I'll try to listen to the game, and if we do a post game, what time are you looking at?
Probably 10.
Right after the game, or
Probably won't be right after. Probably 9:45, 10, maybe even 10:30. I'll let you know closer towards then.
do you have to work on Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Early? Early?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Because there's Canuck After Dark at 10. And then Clay's Open House at 11:15, I believe. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. We'll figure it out. I do also have to kind of set some time to do the new scoreboard now too. So I mean, luckily I just have to change the numbers and then the team they're facing. So, but I'll try and get all that done the day before, at least, the teams. But yeah, I'll let you know for sure on Monday. Well,
So hopefully by Monday, when I see you guys, this will be all shaved off. But if you guys are still looking to donate, hit me up on IG, hit me up on X. Still looking for a bit more donations. I'll post the link in the comments after this is posted on YouTube, or just reach out to me. But thank you. Always a blast with you, Tyler.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. And if you guys like this post-game show, like this video, like the new setup as well, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find and interact with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. Feel free to give us a follow. If you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated. But once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hey, Campoli missed the puck. Ryan Johnson just gets it out. And he's dumped the puck back in. Campoli trying to clear it. Burrow shoots, scores!
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.